Good evening, Extreme. It's your girl AP in the house. While on the screen, I am so thrilled and honored to be able to teach us all through the power of technology. What? Like, mind absolutely blown. Well, as you know, last week we kicked off a brand new series titled Our House. And Chris shared with us all that Extreme is our house, where we can be a family. It's a house of safety, love, and belonging. And tonight, I'm just going to be building on that. But before we get to that, let's pray. Dear Lord Jesus, thank you so much for the ability to be able to be with each other, even through the power of technology, Lord. I pray that even though this is on the screen, Lord, you can still move and you will move. You're going to touch hearts and you're going to inspire us with this message. In your most gracious and powerful name, I pray. Amen. A lot like Chris, as a kid, I moved a lot. And by a lot, I mean a lot. I had lived in 11 different houses by the time I was 10. And throughout my entire life, I have been to 8 different schools, not including the one I'm currently in. Moving has upsides and downsides. The upsides, for me at least, was the amount of people I met. I'm an extrovert, so this is really a great thing for me. I also developed the ability to make friends quickly and let go of them just as quickly. I learned to be accepting of people and circumstances. I learned many languages. I got to experience different living conditions, and I'm now able to relate to people from all sorts of places. I've lived the life of a cheese girl, a hood girl, a village girl, a suburban girl, a private school kid, a public school kid, all girls school kid, and mixed school kid. I have lived a lot of different lives. This, in my view, is the upside of being exposed to different places, because I got exposed to different cultures and ways of doing things. Through my countless moves to different houses, I learned that every house has a culture, a way of living, a way of doing things. For example, at my granny's house, there was a curfew, and the curfew was sunset. Like, when that sun set, better make sure that you are at home, the lights are on, the curtains are closed, otherwise there will be trouble. In boarding school, however, there was a 9 p.m. curfew, which I still struggled with, because my mom, on the other hand, had no curfew. Like, at my mom's house, you pop in and out as you please, as long as you just tell her where you're going. My granny has a no cooking requirement. Like, you don't have to cook, just wash the dishes. My mom and dad, on the other hand, you have to cook and you have to wash the dishes. Like, how? Why? That is child labor. Anyway, in boarding school, my school uniform was washed. The only uniform I had to wash was my socks, which makes sense. You can't expect anybody to wash your socks. My mom and gran and daddy had the requirement of washing my own clothes though, including school uniform. Like, why would you make a child wash their own school uniform? I'm traumatized by this hot life, guys. Anyway, at my friend's house, there was a lady who helps clean their house. And so when I was there, I didn't have to do anything. Like, nothing. My food came to me. The dishes were washed. It was like a bliss experience. My family, on the other hand, requires everybody to clean after themselves. Like, everybody. Like, if you spill, you're going to clean that up. You're not going to ask nobody to come and clean it up. You will clean it up. Even if you're 5 years old, you clean that thing up. But as you see, every house has a culture. And this culture makes that house great. And like every house, Extreme, our house has a culture, a certain way of doing things. There are things that are acceptable here and things that are not acceptable. We have a culture of love, authenticity, passion, respect, growth, enthusiasm, accountability, and trust. I'm aware that we all come from different backgrounds and therefore have different ways of doing things. However, when we come together here at Extreme, we need to live by the culture of Extreme. This is to help us live out what Chris taught us last week. It's to help us make Extreme a home of safety, love, and belonging. The culture we have here at Extreme is to help make sure that all of this is a reality. And tonight, I have 2 cultures to share with us all. Cultures that we have here at Extreme. One of the cultures we have here at Extreme is the culture of contribution. This is our house, our youth ministry. So together, all of us, not only those who serve, but all of us need to make it happen. We need to make this place the best place to be on a Friday. And how do we do that? Firstly, by pulling through every Friday. And the second thing you can do is sending any ideas you have to your extreme group leader. It's only when we work together that this house, our house, can be extreme. If you have a song idea, send it through. If you have an idea on what we can sell at the cafe, send it through. You have an idea on a game we can play or a thing we can do in Space to Create, send it through. If you have a testimony about something you were praying about and God made happen, send it through. Let's all contribute to making our house the best place to be on a Friday. Just because you don't serve doesn't mean you don't have a voice. You do. This is your house, my house, our house. Let's make it amazing. Another way you can contribute is by cleaning up after yourself. The same way at home, if you spill something, you get a cloth or a paper towel to wipe it. Do it here. You drop a packet of chips and they scatter all over the floor. Pick it up or ask one of the leaders for a vacuum and clean it up. You use the toilet and soil it? Flush. And if necessary, please, please, please use the brush. Remember, this is our house. We're not simply guests. We are the residents of this place. So we treat it like it's our own. This means that after youth, we pack up. We help stack up the chairs and return them to where they belong. Think about it. If you had an event at your house and you hired chairs, right? At the end of that event, you're going to pack those chairs up and you're going to pop them in the vehicle that bought them. So let's do the same here at Extreme. It's not just the legends and leaders' job to pack up. It's our job, all of us, because this isn't just the leaders and legends' house. It's our house, all of us. Hebrews 13 verse 16 says, "Do not neglect to do good and share what you have, for such sacrifices are pleasing to God." We all have the ability to do good, to contribute, to help. So let's do good, let's share and help. In doing so, we will be pleasing God, not me or any of the other leaders or legends here, but God Himself. Starting to contribute at youth will make you the type of person who isn't just content with things staying the way they are. And if they aren't working, whether that's at home or school or one day at your job, you'll be the type of person who speaks up and makes sure that thing changes. Another culture we have here at Extreme is a culture of respect. We respect everybody, always, everyone, older, younger, girl, or a guy. 1 Timothy 5 verse 1-2 says, "Never speak harshly to an older man, but appeal to him respectfully as you would your own father. Talk to younger men as you would your own brothers. Treat older women as you would your mother, and treat younger women with all purity as you would your own sisters." We respect everybody. We respect God, each other, our leaders and legends, the car and security guard who keeps us safe, whose name is Blessing, by the way. So next time you see him, greet him by his name and thank him for keeping us safe. A way of showing respect to God, our pastors, and the youth leaders and legends, and each other is by respecting the rules we have in place here at Extreme. Because all of the rules we have here were created with people in mind. They were all created to make everybody feel safe, loved, and like they belong here. And so if you don't understand why we do something a certain way, don't just act against it. Find out why we do things like that from the youth leaders. For example, let's respect the playlist that has been created. The reason we have the type of playlist we have is that we want to be all inclusive. Because as Chris said last week, we belong here. But if Akona doesn't listen to Amapiano and all we play here is that, will she feel like she belongs here? No. Same way, if Amy doesn't listen to pop music at all and all we play here is that, she won't feel like she belongs here. So instead of just going to the device playing music on a Friday and changing it to your preferred song, let's rather send our song suggestions to our Extreme group leader, who will then send it through to the person who puts together our playlists. Then we can make sure that the music is evenly mixed. This is just an example of the types of things we can ask about instead of just acting against. Ask why we don't allow people in after 10 minutes past 7, or why we don't allow you guys to leave after having entered the gates of extreme, or why we don't allow PDA such as kissing and lengthy hugging. And ask why we don't allow you to go to the bathroom once the service has begun. Ask, and I promise you there is a reason for all that we do. And once you know the reason, you might not be so keen on acting against the rule. Another thing we need to respect is the property we have here at Extreme, such as chairs, carpets, toilets, and sinks. Let's respect it enough to take good care of it as if it were at home, as if it were our own, as if we had bought it with our own money. Luke 16 verse 12 says, "And if you have not been faithful in the use of that which is another's, who will give you that which is your own?" This scripture says that if you don't take good care of other people's stuff, you can't be trusted to have your own. The opposite of this is true. When you can be trusted with other people's stuff, like the church's chairs, carpets, toilets, etc., then you can be trusted to own your own things. What does this mean for us personally? When God can trust us with His church property, He will trust us with other things, such as a car one day, money, a house, or whatever it is that we are asking Him for. So Extreme, the next time you do something, ask yourself if you're contributing to making Extreme the best place to be on a Friday, or if you're taking away from it. Ask yourself if you are being respectful to God, others, and our property. Your Extreme Group leader is now going to lead you all in a discussion. You'll get to share some of the ideas you have to make Extreme truly the best place to be on a Friday. And you'll get to ask any questions you have about why we do things the way that we do. Have a great evening further, Extreme. I can't wait to hear all your suggestions and questions about Extreme. Peace out.